What's up, Raiders? Buffalo here, aka the Boofmeister, aka Dang Boy, how your prison pocket's so big. And today, I just wanted to talk about some of the reactions people have been having to the server slam. Mainly reactions about the PVE being too hard. Also, I kind of want to talk about all these people saying that the game needs PVE, as I am somebody who's been giving a perspective of a mainly PvE player coming into this. But as I said in my last video, the PvP really grew on me. I understand why they put it in this game. I think it fits perfectly. I do think some kind of PvE only activities or PvE only character and activities could work eventually, and they even said at TwitchCon that they'd be willing to kind of pivot to that sort of thing in the future. They're really mainly focused on keeping this sandbox and this creation of theirs alive for almost 10 years is what they said. They see this as a 10-year game, and they love the art style, all the work they've put into the characters, how they look, the maps, and they said that they're willing to pivot in the future. But I don't think they need to, especially right now. I get why the PvP is in the game, and I really do not have any problem with it at all. The only thing I think maybe I have against it a little bit is, you know, the third person and how dark some areas are, and it really does encourage ratting and griefing, and it's really easy to just get shot in the back by somebody crouching in a corner who's just been sitting there for 5 minutes. So that, I mean, you know, but at the end of the day, I've kind of moved on from really caring about losing the loot. I got really attached to any good loot I got in the server slam because we had such a limited loot pool. That's the thing I really wanted to talk about today. Is I think a lot of people don't understand how small of a version of the actual game we got during the server slam, and I definitely didn't the first 2 days that I was playing it until I went back and watched more people playing the tech test too from 5 months ago. There's so much more to this game. You're gonna have so much better guns, so much better loot, which will also make the PvE much easier as well. So that's one of the first main things I really wanted to touch on for people who are saying PvE is too hard or this game got kind of boring after a while, is we had such a limited version of the game. Only one map, we couldn't upgrade our crafting benches, we couldn't even make half of the crafting benches. So there's so much more that will be at our disposal in the full game. But even beyond that, this, as they've coined it, is an extraction adventure. Playing this game is about the experience. It's not about getting a whole horde of amazing loot. You can go in on, that's why they have free kits, unlimited free kits, because you can just go in on a free kit and have an amazing experience that you're going to remember for a long time and even end up getting out with a lot of good loot. So you don't have to have great loot. Sure, it makes the PvE easier, it makes the PvP easier, but you don't have to be attached to your loot in this game because the experience that it provides, the ambiance, the feel, the care and love that's gone into the gameplay, into the AI, just being able to play a game like this is a good time. If you're not just all caught up in the loot, you're just gonna have fun once you stop worrying about that. And that's on the third day of the server slam, I really started to just focus on, okay, where can I start to, you know, find different things so I can learn this map better for when the game comes out. And I wasn't worrying about, oh, I need to get this or I need to keep that or yada yada yada. I was just focusing on playing the game, and it was so much more fun. And you really don't need to worry that much about the loot, because you're gonna have, there's gonna be, you get loot from a rooster. A rooster just gives you materials that you can craft stuff. Like, you can literally load in, if you're low on materials or anything, you can load in and loot like 1 or 2 POIs and just immediately extract and probably not have to fight anything if you want to, and just be in and out in 5 minutes and do that like 3 times in a row and you'll be fine. So they've made this game really accessible. It's not like you're going to be down on your luck and grinding to get out of the gutter and scraping your elbows, dragging yourself out of a cave. It's not going to feel like that just because you lost some of your best stuff or because you died and had your loot taken 3 runs in a row. So I've really gotten over that aspect. I've really just embraced that this game has an amazing experience. I do enjoy PvP, and I enjoy the PvP in this game, and it makes sense to me why they put it in there. I think they can have full PvE in the future, and like I said, they are willing to pivot to that if it's what they think the game needs. There are no plans for it right now, and I agree. It doesn't need to be in the game right now. Part 2, just addressing really quick, a lot of people are saying the PVE is too hard, and I think the topic I was just talking about kind of plays into that in a little bit, whereas, like, you just can't craft a lot of things in the playtest or in the server slam. So a lot of people are going in with white guns. A lot of people are shooting the droids on their armor with light ammo, medium ammo. So a lot of that is just people not understanding the game. You're going to want to use heavy ammo, medium ammo, and you're going to want to shoot, like if you're going up against, I think it was Hornet is what it was called, and it's got like the two front parts, the two front propellers on its drone are covered with armor. And most people are just like letting loose on those armored sections, where if you just like take a different angle and you shoot the back fans, they pop off in one hit, and you're not wasting all these bullets, you're not creating all this noise, you're not having to reload while it's shooting you. So I think a lot of the issues people were having was just not understanding how to fight these enemies. I did hear that they were kind of tuned up a little bit since the tech test 2, but I really didn't mind their difficulty at all. But I did hear from people in my community, some of my friends, and I guess a lot of people online as well, have said it is too hard, but I think it's just a misunderstanding of not having the experience of how to fight them, and not understanding that you just have really bad loot, you're using the wrong ammo type, and you're shooting them in the wrong areas. Some of the enemies are really strong, and you're going to need to have a couple people shooting at them, and you're going to have to know the weak points. The weak points can be pretty obvious, though. It's like other games, like if you see a bright yellow knee joint, that's going to be a weak point. If you're looking at the back of a bastion and you see a bright yellow thing that looks like an oil can hanging out the back, that's probably something you're going to want to shoot. When you're fighting the leaper and you see a big red circle on its face looking at you, or again the yellow knee joint, like the game tells you more subtly than other game, but the game tells you where to be shooting these guys. And I think the PvE is in a great spot. I don't think it needs any adjustments at all. Once we have everything that we can craft in the full game, I think we're going to be smoking them just fine. And I just want to give that kind of knowledge and awareness to people who are maybe on the fence of playing this game, who thought, the PvE was too tough. I don't want to play PvP. I just wanted to give this kind of perspective of like, the game is going to be a lot bigger, a lot richer. Embark might have kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with this server slam, because I respect what they were doing. They wanted to make sure that the people who were playing the game and bought the game had a great experience on the servers. That's more than I can say for a lot of games recently that I've played. Definitely Diablo 4 comes to mind. Like the release of that game, the first couple seasons and updates, the servers were just a gigantic mess. So I do respect and value that they are taking the time to make sure that the servers are going to be in good shape and ready for day one. But I think they might have missed the ball a little bit in understanding that this is going to be a lot of people's tryout for the game and whether they want to buy it or not. And I don't think the ambiance and gameplay and feel is going to really carry that enough to get everybody to purchase it. For me, it was more than enough. I see the vision. I went back and saw the other tech tests. I saw all the other loot you can get, how much further the crafting goes and everything, and how much bigger of a game this actually is. But for people who aren't going to go back and look at all that, they're just going to get on, play an hour or two, and form their opinion from there. Embark might have kind of spoiled the potential purchases from players like that with this server slam because of how limited it was. But if you're watching this and you had any of those issues, just know it was such a small little piece of the game. And also, if you don't know, these guys have put so much work into the AI. They've used AI machine learning to teach them how to walk on their own, so it's not programmed movements. That's why the AI are so smart. I think it's awesome how smart and strong the AI are. Please don't dumb down the PvE. I think it's amazing. As a PvE enjoyer, I think it's great where it is. It forces you to learn how to fight against them, forces you to learn what kind of ammo types and weapons are good against them. In the lore, after all, they did wipe out humans. They're not supposed to be some pushovers that you just walk up and shoot twice with any gun and fall over. So I love it where it's at right now. I'm going to be trying to make as much Arc Raiders content as I can going up into release. I'm going through the withdrawals just like everybody else. I can't wait for this game to come out. So make sure you're subscribed to see all the content I'll be making up until release and after release as well. Please leave a like to help with the algorithm. Comment if you've got anything to share or any opinions on the subject yourself. Everything is much appreciated. We are trying to get up to 1,000 subs so we can get monetized. We're almost at 500 right now, about 20 away at the time of posting this, so anything helps and is much appreciated. I will see y'all topside, Raiders. Thank you.